I don't claim to be the sharpest tool in the toolbox, but can somebody explain to me what the DNC is doing as far as these Senate races are concerned? Now, this next clip is going to be a clip regarding the DNC and their support of Democratic candidates in various Senate races. But what I don't understand is, as much money as these guys are raising, and they are raising a ton, and Clinton has recently advised her donors to shoot the money that they were going to contribute to her via super PACs or whatever to the DNC Senate Campaign Committee so that they could pump money into these various Senate races. Now, you're going to see Elizabeth Warren is going to be out here shooting at Kelly Ayotte. That's one of the races that the Democratic Party desperately wants to win. And there are various other ones around the country that they really believe that they have a shot at. But there are two races that they basically have pulled away from. Now, one of them I half-ass understand, and that's the race in Ohio where Rob Portman, the Republican, is beating the natural crap out of the Democratic candidate, and I forget what his name. He was the former governor of Ohio, and if you give me a second, I'll come up with his name. Okay, I came up with the name. It's Ted Strickland, and Ted Strickland is performing so poorly that I can halfway understand how the DNC is willing and has pulled out of contributing money into the state of Ohio. I believe Portman has got a 15-point lead on Strickland, so that race is pretty much over. But what I don't understand is the race down in Florida where Marco Rubio is up against a Democrat, and I apologize, you know, I'm going to have problems coming up with his name, but this particular guy is going to be specifically mentioned in this video. But that is like a super close race, and there are reports that the Democratic Party is pulling out of Florida in that Rubio race. So anyway, let me play this clip, and then you'll see what I'm talking about.
Donald Trump called Latinos rapists and murderers. Kelly stuck with him. Trump called African Americans thugs, and Kelly stuck with him. Trump attacked a Gold Star family, and Kelly stuck with him. Trump even attacked Kelly Ayotte and called her weak, and Kelly stuck with him.
I mentioned at the top of the show that the chances of the Democratic Party taking control of the Senate are seen as pretty good right now. That's 67% from the New York Times. That's the highest probability the Times has put on that question yet all year long. And that is just one number for an overall probability that the Democrats will win control of the Senate. But it's not just one election, right? Taking the Senate doesn't happen in one fell swoop. It happens race by race, state by state, candidate by candidate. And that's why even the tippy-top level Democratic campaign events now sound like this.
Marco Rubio said Donald Trump is a con man and Donald Trump is dangerous. Therefore, I support Donald. Whoa. Wait a minute. How can that work if he won't stand up against Donald Trump? And there are plenty of Republicans who are standing up against Donald Trump and calling him out. But Marco Rubio won't. And Patrick Murphy will be a great U.S. Senator.
Tim Kaine taking some shots at Republican Senator Marco Rubio, who's up for re-election in Florida. Senator Kaine there also talking up the Democratic candidate in that race, Congressman Patrick Murphy. And you would think things would be going reasonably well for Patrick Murphy right now. The polls have definitely tightened in that race. The latest CBS YouGov poll in Florida shows him within 2 points of Marco Rubio. Last week, Patrick Murphy got the endorsement of Marco Rubio's hometown paper, the Miami Herald. In fact, Patrick Murphy has now been endorsed by all 4 of Florida's largest newspapers, 3 of which backed Marco Rubio when he first ran for the Senate. Also, the prevailing climate looks good for Democrats in Florida. Hillary Clinton leading Trump by about 4 points at the top of the ticket. Democrats running a huge ground operation in that state. And so, mystery. Here's the mystery. Why has the Democratic Party just pulled its money out of that Florida Senate race? Last week, the campaign arm of the Senate Democrats, they canceled millions of dollars of Florida ads they were going to run against Marco Rubio and for Patrick Murphy. That followed by a couple weeks, the biggest Democratic super PAC doing the same thing. Why is that? I mean, I know that Democrats have to make choices. I get that, obviously, right? Democrats want to win as many seats as possible. Advertising in Florida is expensive. The amount of money it takes to advertise for a week in Florida, you could spend the same amount of money in advertising in 2 or 3 cheaper states. States that have competitive races, places like North Carolina or Missouri, right? But the timing of this and the strategy of this is still weird. Florida would really appear to be a winnable race for the Dems. I mean, these are the last 3 polls. They've either shown a tie or it's within 2 points. Early voting has now started in most Florida counties. Democrats are psyched at where they are in the state with early voting. They believe they are ahead of where they were 4 years ago when Obama beat Romney in Florida. And look at this, compared with 2012, today the Clinton campaign said the Latino vote in Florida is up, 99% from the same point in the race 4 years ago. 99% increase in the Latino vote. How do you think Donald Trump's going to do with the Latino vote? By all objective measures, Marco Rubio would appear to be beatable in Florida in a race which could determine Senate control. He got shellacked there in the Republican presidential primary. Now he's going to win there while Donald Trump likely loses the state? Really? Why are Democrats giving up on this race? Does it make sense? Joining us now is Steve Schell, former state director for the 2008 Obama campaign in Florida and a senior advisor in 2012. He's now a Democratic strategist. Mr. Schell, it's really nice to have you with us tonight. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me on again, Rachel.
Okay, so I didn't want to subject you to all of that, but excuse me, the bottom line was Murphy was down like 7-8 points about a month ago. He's cut that lead to 2 points, as you can see on the screen below. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever for the DNC and the super PACs to be pulling their money out of this race. Marco Rubio is absolutely beatable, and if Clinton can increase her lead in Florida by any type of a decent margin, she's going to pull Murphy right along with her, and they're going to knock out Rubio. Now, I'm going to tell you, if they let Rubio win this race, which is going to fuel him running in 2020, they are going to have nobody to blame but themselves.